Hollywood always has one scandal or the other happening at any given time. This time, we've got Nicolas Cage as the victim. The actor wasn't paid for a film that went on to win him his sole Oscar award. We know that kinda sucks, huh? Well, to find out more and deep dive into Hollywood's latest scandal, stay tuned and gear up. Let's get right into it. First up, whatever happened? Well, it started with Lumiere Pictures, a production house that financed an independent film by the name of Leaving Las Vegas. The film was a success considering it bagged the lead actor Nicolas Cage an Oscar award, the only Oscar award the man won in his entire career. However, there was a big problem. See, the financiers of the film, Lumiere Pictures, decided to revoke their promise to pay Cage $100K upon completion of the film. It was a disappointing outcome. Now, you have to remember that this was early in Cage's career and he was still getting his footing in acting, though you have to wonder how the legendary actor might have felt when he discovered that he got scammed into working for free. The worst part is Cage wasn't the only crew member who was never paid for the movie. The movie director, Michael Figgis, revealed that he didn't get paid for the movie either. Quite crazy how both of them got scammed out of payment for a movie that went on to help them win awards. Next up, why did they refuse payment? We have to say, working on something for months and then not getting paid is a feeling that has to suck. Think about it, 3 to 4 months of hard work and then you're told you won't get paid? With that in mind, we're guessing Nick Cage wasn't the happiest camper on the set. Now add on a bunch of editing and looking at hours upon hours of footage to make the movie as awesome as possible, and you have the film's director's plight. These two probably felt like punching whichever executive delivered the bad news. The official reason they didn't get paid was also not very smart. Apparently, according to Lumiere Pictures, the film didn't go into profit, therefore they couldn't afford to pay the actor. Imagine that one Thomas the Train Engine meme and then plaster Nick's face over it. We're guessing that's the expression he made. What's our source? Just trust us, bro. We can imagine how Nick must have felt cheated after learning that he wouldn't be getting paid for a movie, then eventually went on to win an Oscar. Just goes to show how much of an awesome movie it was. Sucks to be Nick Cage at that moment. Another thing to note is that they managed to get away with it solely because it was very early in Nick Cage's career and they knew a small-time actor couldn't do much, could he? Coming up, what did the movie do for Nick Cage? While the movie didn't exactly help Cage to fill his bank balance, it did, however, help him stamp his mark in the film industry. How exactly, you ask? Well, as mentioned a little while ago, the film earned him a nomination for award of Best Actor in a Leading Role at the Oscars. He ended up winning this award thanks to the movie, so while according to Lumiere's Pictures, this movie might have flopped, when looking at the financials, the Oscar community noticed it. So we guess the whole thing has a silver lining. It ended up winning Cage the biggest award of recognition an actor can get. We have to say we're happy a young Nick Cage managed to at least get something out of the whole experience.
When I read that script, I thought it was the coolest relationship I'd ever seen, even though one was an alcoholic and the other was I thought there was so much compassion in that relationship.
Something to note is the fact that this Oscar was the only one Cage managed to win throughout his career until now, so that's even more of a win if you think about it. For him, looking back at it, this might have been his worst and yet, at the same time, the greatest project that he ever got the chance to work on.
And photograph that so I could reach that kind of credibility, of authenticity of what I saw on the streets of Mexico and under the volcano. The scene that comes to mind is the casino scene where I say, "I am his father," and I flip the table and have a blackout. I didn't know I was going to go there. I knew I wanted some.
We don't know about you, but that's something to celebrate. Finally, was it all worth it? Well, that's a tough question to answer. Honestly, it depends on which perspective you look at it from. If you think about it from a financial perspective and remember that Nick Cage, who initially got refused the money, could have needed that money to get by, you'll think, damn, that's such a bad situation. However, if you take a step back and take a quick peek at the bigger picture, you'll realize that technically speaking, this movie was the best thing to happen to him then. Not only did it allow him to win an Academy Award for all his efforts, but it also allowed him to establish himself as a serious actor within the industry. That's gotta be worth something. This film has probably one of the biggest stepping stones his career could have gotten then. Since then, he has done so many great things. He starred in major blockbuster films like The Ghost Rider and even starred in hit indie movies like Pig. We're happy for him after learning about the sheer amount he's been able to achieve and the long way he's been able to come from where he began all those years ago. Though he may not have been all that happy back then, the Nick Cage we know now would agree that leaving Las Vegas was so worth it. Now let's take a look at his life outside of acting. First up, what even happened? Well, fatherhood happened, family happened, and everything that comes with it. See, Nick Cage welcomed his new baby girl into the world, and since then, the actor has made some announcements that signal a change in his career path regarding the types of films he'll now be starring in. In a nutshell, Cage has decided that he no longer wants to take such an active part in the dark niche of films in the industry and would much rather work on projects that he can later show his daughter as she grows older. This revelation seemed to come to him almost immediately after his daughter was born. We couldn't be happier for Cage as he's finally become a proper family man. Thanks to that fact, if we're lucky enough, we might be getting to see Cage on the big screen for more films targeted towards children from now on. The actor has done work in such areas in the past, so this won't be as big of a leap for him as one would think. Next up, has he worked in this niche in the past? Well, the actor has appeared in movies targeting a younger audience many times in the past. A great example of this would be the Croods movie, where he worked as a voice actor. The man has talent as a voice actor, as he's lent his voice for animated films a bunch of times in the past, and also spoke about how he wishes to continue exploring the animation genre of the film so that he can continue to make movies that he can watch with his daughter together. Imagine that. The coolest thing ever is to sit with your kid and go, "Daddy did that." Who knows, if you're lucky enough, we might see him officially sign on for another installment of National Treasure. It'll be a pretty cool sight to behold. The first two movies were awesome and received a warm reception from the viewing audience. Not only that, they gave birth to a huge amount of memes as well. So if the new ones follow in the footsteps of the ones before, we might get a new batch of great memes for the internet to behold their eyes on. Finally, what else can we expect from the legend? Well, now that he has a tiny new human to look after and raise alongside his wife, we can expect Nick to spend much more time playing the role of Daddy Cage than his actor extraordinaire counterpart. We're all for it, if we're being honest. Nick Cage has had a wonderful career, and everyone deserves a break now and then. We're glad he's getting the opportunity to relax and get some quality family time in. He's worked hard in the film industry for a few decades, and we guess now is the time to kick back and sip margaritas on the beach. We're excited to see what he has in store for us, and we can't wait to check out his next batch of movies. All we can do now is wish him the best of luck for the next phase of his life. Well, that's a wrap for this video. Do you think we're in for a third installment of National Treasure? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and we'll see you in the next one.
Oh, would I hate wearing worse? Your face or your body?
The bank?
That is wrong what you did, and you're a nosy part.